Really, I hit a big pothole, and I'm wondering if my wheel's going to fall off.
Okay, serious question.
I'm assuming it was coming down this street, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was just, wow. I was like, wow, Buffalo is just horrible with
Wait.
potholes.
My street or Sycamore?
Sycamore.
It's both of them, really.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, I've learned on his street to stay more, when you're coming down, stay more to the left side. Because on the right side, especially in the center, there's just a giant pothole.
Oh, yeah.
That I seem to always hit.
When you're coming down the left side.
Yeah, if you're coming towards your house. So
Yes,
onto the
yeah.
street,
No,
yeah,
I agree,
stand
I
to the
agree.
left. Yeah.
Coming up Sycamore, though,
you just
going towards it is just in the middle is the traffic, and then the bumps are all in the. It's just hard to avoid it.
No,
you
for
can't
real.
avoid it. Either you're gonna get crashed or you're gonna hit a pothole.
Yeah.
And I was just.
Yeah,
It's
Sycamore
terrible.
is horrible. Yeah, I've done my best to avoid Sycamore altogether. Just
But bro,
potholes are
Walden is
horrible.
bad too.
Walden is bad too.
Oh, yeah.
Until you get towards closer towards Cheektowaga.
Yeah, the rich people
That's true.
area.
Oh yeah, because they fix their roads up
Yeah.
right away. Nobody wants a broken Mercedes.
No.
I was actually going to ask you, besides the roads that are paved, what street in Buffalo doesn't have major potholes? Especially during the winter time.
The only one is Broadway because they just redid it.
Did you listen to what I said? I said besides the one just redone.
Oh, well then no, I didn't hear that part. No.
No, because I noticed like when the snow's melting, there's potholes that I remember for a fact were not there just a month ago.
Oh, for sure, because I've been noticing a lot bigger and deeper potholes.
No, yeah.
I was like, my car is shaking every time I'm going down the street. I'm thinking it's just gonna rattle a wheel off right away.
Go lose a hubcap.
Yeah, I've already lost 2 tires. I had to replace 2 tires in the last couple weeks, and
Oh, it's been that bad for you?
yeah, and maybe it's because of low air or the cold or something. But it's just
How fast are you going?
I drive under 25 when I don't, because I don't.
Oh, so how is this happening? You must be...
Hitting all of them.
All of them. It's either that or I get crashed. It's one of the two.
Jeez. Well, yeah, Buffalo streets are really bad.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah. No, they've been bad. That's why I want to get out of here. Honestly, it's going to be moving out of the country or moving down to a warmer area or something.
No, but for example, I know about Florida. The roads are smooth, basically 24/7. It's like, wow, this is a complete and total difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They take care of their infrastructure a lot better. Their buildings and their roads and things along those
the
lines.
highways actually make sense. They're built properly, so
You miss an exit in Buffalo, you're driving an extra mile and a half. and then you're just
Especially on
lost.
90.
Yeah.
no, that's so true. I was there was a time where my car broke down, so I had to use my mom's boyfriend's. And long story short, I missed the exit. We were driving an extra 5 minutes,
Yeah.
going 70 miles per hour. So
70.
yeah, because by that point I was pissed off. So I'm like, I want to get off as soon as possible, and it felt like it never ended.
Yep. That's how I get. I get road rage, and I'm just like, "Where's this exit? I'm gonna get off, or I'm making an exit, one way or the other."
Okay. No, I agree. So I guess, Damon, that's one of my pet peeves. So when we have that episode, I'm going to definitely bring that up.
Yeah.
Driving, period, in Buffalo is just...
Disappointing.
Very disappointing, and it only gets worse in the wintertime.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Okay, guys. Well, that was our intro. Thank you guys for joining us. This is the Rhinos and Aliens show. This is episode, what, Damon?
44, bro.
44.
Getting up there in numbers.
Yes. Soon we're going to have our 1-year anniversary, number 52. Hopefully Jordan can make it.
Shouts out to Jordan.
We hope you feel better. But we just want to say thank you guys. Thank everyone for joining us yet again. We hope you enjoy the episode. Today, for the first time ever, we have a special guest. We have
Mason.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about some cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, or you just want to talk about everything?
Well, we'll talk about cryptocurrency in a whole and get to a broad aspect of what it actually is and what it means. Cryptocurrency in and of itself means currency that's just online, and there's many ways and trades of forms of coins. There's more than just Bitcoin. There's Ethereum. There's Litecoin. There's Bitcoin Cash. There's BitConnect. There's everything under the sun that you could think of in a coin version. And when you think about crypto, don't just think about Bitcoin. Think about just the blockchain that Bitcoin invented.
Okay.
As other coins are adopting just the same Bitcoin chain script that they wrote to make the same kind of coins, but just to be able to process transactions faster. The reason why Bitcoin might take over as in global currency wise is because it's able to be transferred faster and easier over international lines without going through a bank wire or bank transfer, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars and a big percentage fee, which, you know, if you're sending millions of dollars, you don't want to spend 25% or, you know, a big percentage of your sending over across seas. You don't want to take a big chunk of that out just in fees.
Okay. Yeah. Before you get going, great start. But yes, this is what it's going to be about. So Mason and myself, we actually started talking recently, and I told him about the podcast, and he was like, "Oh, I would love to come on." I was like, "Yo, you seem like you have a lot of information about this cryptocurrency." I was like, "Why not have this episode?" I didn't have anything on my mind, but like always, Francis Mandrala as your co-host. To my left, we have the bro host.
Oh, I love it when you call me that. The bro host. Yeah, man. The bro host,
Creep.
the one and only Damon Haynes.
And then, as everybody knows, we have the cryptocurrency master to my right yet again.
Mason.
Okay. Now, thank you guys once again. And Mason, you already started, but what got you into this field and go from there, and then me and Damon will ask questions, add info or whatever that we can.
So basically, it's all started about 3 years ago, I believe, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Me and my family started Bitcoin data mining, and basically what that is you process transactions online for other people who are buying and trading Bitcoin, and basically you get a percentage of that transaction. Okay. And you go into data mining pools with the crypto miner or the Bitcoin miner, and basically you build up, you know, Bitcoins after a while, and that's pretty much the start of how we got into it.
Okay.
And after that point, we pretty much, you know, sold them off where we could when it got high. You know, we kept Bitcoin mining. It does use up a lot of energy. The machines that you use to Bitcoin mine with sound like a plane engine in your house. So it's
For real?
Yeah, it's really loud. They heat up your house entirely. Just 2-3 machines. You wouldn't even need a heat source in your house anymore, just those machines.
So, like, right now during wintertime,
my whole upstairs is just heated up by a Bitcoin machine.
I'm assuming it's safe to assume the reason is because it's processing so much data, right?
The fan in the back keeps it so cool, and yeah, it's processing a lot of data, and it just needs to keep as cool as possible. Pretty much, it just processes the transactions as fast as it can. You could overclock the machines too, but that does overheat the machine. And
you don't want that.
Yeah, no, you don't want, because then you're losing money when it's shut off. But the energy consumption is pretty high. The bill kind of does run around the $30 to $40 range a month per machine. So that's why when Bitcoin hit a certain spike, it wasn't lucrative to mine Bitcoin anymore. But since cryptocurrency is all on the same kind of blockchain, other than Ethereum and Litecoin, which is on a different kind of blockchain, you can mine other coins other than just Bitcoin.
real quick, what is a blockchain once again?
Basically, a blockchain is a type of script that's been written out that allows coins to be processed and mined through transactions of people who use Bitcoin miners, as like what I was explaining earlier, what we started with.
Okay.
We use the Bitcoin miners to process the blockchain transactions, and then it moves on to the next one. And there's data mining pools that coagulate together, and they pretty much break down the blockchains faster, and that's why you're able to send and receive Bitcoin almost instantaneously. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, pretty much it's all the data miners that are making this happen.
Okay. So, Damon, do you have any questions?
No, not really. I mean, I'm really just soaking up this info. Because I'll be honest with you, I've have base knowledge of cryptocurrency and everything, but I've never gotten that much into it because I was like, oh, that just sounds way too dangerous for me. Yeah. I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah, Mason, what would you say about that statement?
Well, I could see how American news puts a lot of propaganda out there that it's an inflated bubble, that it's a Ponzi scheme, or that it's something that's so easily manipulated. It is, and one thing for sure that big money can manipulate it, but one thing's for sure is that it's only a Ponzi scheme on the people who don't know how to buy and trade stocks. If you buy at the tip of the price, just know for sure that you're either bound to hold that price, or you're going to have to wait for it to go higher, or you're expected for it to go lower. If you buy below what it was earlier in the day, just expect for it to either go up, or just wait for it to go just a little bit higher. You're more likely to lose money if you watch it like a hawk. If you kind of just buy in at a good price, you wait to the next day, you sell it at a good price. You can make a couple grand if you have a couple Bitcoin. It just seems like an easy market that they don't want people to get into.
I'm glad you brought up the stock market, because everything you just said is what I learned about the stock market when I was in college. And for the most part, it's the same principles, as long as the number one thing they say with the stock market, you don't overanalyze it, because that's where you overthink something. And then you just need to buy it at a price that seems good, and just know when to sell and when not to sell. So
exactly. And when you sit there and you focus on it for too long, you get too invested into it, and you feel like you're just going to throw your money away, and at that point people get too feared into losing their money. And pretty much all my cash is just soaked up into Bitcoin, and that's all I have it sitting in, and a whole bunch of different array of coins that I know for sure that are going to go up in the future. Because some coins you could buy video games with, some coins you could buy subscriptions to companies with, some coins, they all do different things, which is kind of the crazy thing about how Bitcoin just started it all. They're kind of taking away this need for you have to go work at a job for a specific currency. You could take Bitcoin and go anywhere in the world and have any kind of currency that you need and desire. And the thing with it going to be on the New York Stock Exchange, and the thing with it going to be, released onto Robinhood apps and apps like the stock exchange apps on your telephones and stuff like that, they're going to be tanking the price and scaring people so they could buy it up. And they're going to hold it on to people, and they're going to inflate the price as high as they can, and then they're going to make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, just like any precious material, for example, like gemstones, even though I'm not even going to talk about it. I was just going to bring up the point how there's a lot more gemstones than they let on, but they do that so they could hike up the price. They could hike
up the price. Diamonds are artificial.
Diamonds do that, yeah.
You can make a diamond.
Yeah.
I could buy a machine off of a website called Alibaba that makes diamonds for $35,000. And I can make diamonds in my own house.
Yeah.
And, make a jewelry shop, and then just start Mason's jewelry shop down there at the corner. And it's so easy because, people don't realize it. The normal people don't realize that these are accessible to them. And it's because they try to make it, they try to fear people out of going outside of the country for things. And that's where, online cryptocurrencies and online websites help people get outside this need for American currency. And that's where I feel like it's gonna adopt a new policy for the world eventually.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. The thing about cryptocurrency, which is better, is that you could take it anywhere in the world and you don't have to worry about the exchange. Like, how there's American dollars, then there's pounds in England, then there's, what is it called, yen in Japan?
In Japan, yeah. Exactly. And then you have all these other kinds of currencies that if you're trying to transfer between US dollar to euros, it's going to be a conversion rate, and then they're going to charge you a fee.
Money.
You're going to lose money just trying to transfer from one place to the other. Where if you put it into Litecoin or, Ethereum or Bitcoin, you could send it over to, one of your bank accounts out there in a different country, or send it to a Western Union account, and then you'll be able to withdraw it instantly.
And there's no process fee? There
is a fee, but it's so minimal that it's not going to affect the amount that you're sending over. And it's always a set rate fee. It's not always more when you send more.
Oh, so if you send 1 million, it's the same as if you send 1 billion or 100?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much they take almost the same kind of fee. Bitcoin charges a little bit more, I know, and then you could take Litecoin, which is a cheaper blockchain, and that allows you to send things faster. But then there's smaller coins like Digibyte, which is another kind of coin that came out on, I think, a Litecoin blockchain, and that is able to send transactions a lot faster than Bitcoin. So these things are upgrading every time, and eventually they're going to get pretty up there to where you could send things instantaneously, because it does take a couple days for your transaction to be mined.
Wow, this is just so
mind-opening, right?
okay. Of the different types, you've been talking about Bitcoin. You've been talking about you just brought up mini coin. You said
Digibyte,
and
sounds like something from Digimon.
Right. No, there's any kind of coin. There was a coin the other day that, because there's a whole bunch of shit coins, they call them out there. And they have coins like Trump coin. They have XP, Experience Points coin. They have a whole list of them. USA coin, everything that you could think of. And they have worths of percentage of a Bitcoin.
I'm just going to move this up, bro.
So
Sorry.
basically what they do is they have a small percentage of a Bitcoin on each one of these shit coins. So basically a percentage of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. So basically if you buy like USA coin, it goes up from 1 Satoshi to 2 Satoshis almost consecutively. If you put in like $100, you could get $200 out of there, but only if somebody's there to buy your sell order at 2 Satoshis.
Okay.
So basically, you're just waiting for somebody to buy your orders, and that's kind of the sense of what this kind of stock market is. And the other thing about it is that there's insider trading. Stock markets, that's illegal. And in cryptocurrencies, that hasn't been regulated by the SEC. And right now, you could kind of communicate with anybody online. You could have groups of people who are going to tell you they're going to pump up a coin, and you can make up to 35 times your money within a second. And I've seen coins go up from like 1 Satoshi to 3,000 within like a couple months. And that means kids are out there making, a couple grand just from $10.
Yeah, our friend Iman, he knows someone who in just what was it? It was a couple months.
Yeah,
made
months.
200,000.
Yeah, my brother's girlfriend made almost $200,000 in the last couple of months just doing that stuff, and I just was like, why am I even working? I'm just gonna go sit at my computer and do that all day then. If you could take $10 and turn it into 100, take 100, turn it into 1,000, take that 1,000, turn it into 10. From that point on, you're pretty much just doing dandy. You're doing amazing.
Yeah.
Because you could see Bitcoin go down and go up. Other coins do the same thing. They follow that same trend line Bitcoin does almost. Once Bitcoin goes down, the rest of the coins bleed. And then you could see when Bitcoin goes up, all of them start to pump back up. And when you watch it for a good enough amount of time, you could see where the trends go. And
Just like the stock market.
Yeah, just like the stock market. You can see where the trends go. But the problem with the stock market is you can't communicate with your neighbor about what stocks you're about to buy because you could get arrested for insider trading.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which is ridiculous to me. But you could get on apps on your phone like Telegram and join groups that, tell you what coin is going to be, released, or what coin is going to be pumped up, what coin is going to be releasing new news because they create new wallets or they go on new exchanges. And there's so many different things and aspects about the cryptocurrency market that it's kind of hard to dive into one detail about it.
Okay, real quick. How much time on average per day do you spend?
I sit at my computer for less than an hour a day. I go on there and I pop it up. I see where my coin's at. I'll either sell it or I'll buy more if it's down. Like if I see my coin go down, I always buy more. Because I know for sure
Eventually
it's just going to go back up. Because somebody out there has more money in it than I do. And he's going to want it to go back up. And he's going to push it to go back up. And you could push it with him. You could make it seem like it's going back up. There's things called trading bots.
Okay.
That we're going to get into soon that I had to, that's why I went back to my parents' house to install for them. Because we're going to get into this thing. Pretty much it automatically trades Bitcoin for you at small percentages. You take a script program from online, you put it onto your computer, you set up the parameters for what you want it to trade.
Okay,
and it does it for you.
So you don't have to be at the computer.
So then at that point, I don't even have to be at the computer. I could just set the parameters of what I want it to do, and I could check it basically once a day to make sure it did what I wanted. And if it didn't, I set a different parameter, or, I upgrade my script, or I could get a different bot. But what the thing is with the market is you could trick those bots into either selling off a coin or into buying more of a coin with just a trend line. Like if you could make a trend happen and you can make a bot tricked into making more purchases, you can make that coin artificially inflate.
So that's the negative of the trading bot?
That's a negative and positive, because I've done it a couple times with a couple different coins, and I've doubled a couple bucks on some of these coins just by making it seem like the coin is going up in price.
Okay.
Just by buying a couple of the sell orders, people will think that it's going up, so they'll buy the next couple, and then once a couple other people see that, they start flooding that market, and then you put your sell order in somewhere in there, and then you just dump off on somebody, and then at that point the bots realize that, and then now you just sold off at the top of the price, and now people are stuck with whatever they bought up.
Correct.
It's pretty much you kind of are taking advantage of some people because they do have to buy your coin at that price, but it's not your fault that they're buying that coin.
No,
in
it's
a sense.
If you believe in the stock market, this is basically the stock market when it first started,
It's basically the stock. It's going to be on the stock market itself, which
Yeah.
is because they know they have to regulate it eventually.
That's what I was just about to ask somebody, because with it joining the stock market, they're gonna force to have it regulated.
Right now they want people to get taxed on it. They want, every time you make a transaction or you make a profit, they want you to pay your 25 or 24%. I'm not too sure if they want to take it as a luxury tax if you make too much and charge you 33%. But all I know for sure is that at this time the SEC is not taking any regulations on it, and they're not enforcing any rules like they are on the New York Stock Exchange.
Correct.
So when they put it on there, I don't know what's going to happen. I know for sure that they're going to flood that market with some money though. And Bitcoin,
that's going to be a positive then, right? Yeah.
And you could kind of see how manipulated it is right now by Bitcoin tanking it at $5,000, and you could see how people are going to kind of rebound off of that price. So from there on, I could guarantee this Bitcoin thing is going to go up from there.
Okay. How long do you see yourself doing this? Like, what's the end goal for you?
As soon as I could go move out of the country,
Okay.
get a different citizenship, and start a different business. I just want to be done with every kind of work in general. I'll go back to school. I want to become an attorney, just to avoid all legal issues. And then at that point, I'm done.
So you legit want to be an attorney just to be an attorney, not even for all the money reasons, right?
No, I don't. Well, the one thing being an attorney, because I learned in collection, is that you could just buy debt, and you could just take that debt down to court and file that paperwork, and you could just pretty much take a whole stack of people to court, and you sign off on all that paperwork for free, and you pretty much just get a judgment, and you get all that debt that they owe. So that was another thing that was pretty interesting about being an attorney. You don't even got to do work. You could just go buy some debt, which is cheap,
Yeah.
and go sign. Just go down.
It's that simple?
It's that simple. It made me laugh. I was like, "Wow, money is meaningless in this world." I was like, "Let me just figure out this, and then I'll move on to something else." I feel like they're kind of hindering people with this. Oh, you got to work to 40, get your 401k, and then from there you could retire. No, I want to retire at 25. I'm kind of tired of this world already.
My man, Mason has a plan already.
I'm done. I seriously worked for like 3 or 4 years, and then
Where did you work? Tell the audience.
Collections. I just did the collections for a couple years. It kind of makes you realize how much labor really is meaningless. $12 an hour, $10 an hour. It's pretty good money, but it's not really anything people could sustain themselves on. And once you get up to even a higher hourly than that, you could see your boss is making more, and they're just wasting it. You could see what made me the most mad is just how rich people waste so much.
Everything.
Yo, bro, it's not. Can we go on a tangent real quick?
It's Rhinos and Aliens show. Of course we can.
Can you please tell me how? Do you know the current CEO of Apple? I think his name is Cooks.
Yeah.
How is he getting $30+ million bonuses?
Yeah.
What has he added to the company? He's
that's-
still Apple is still floating off of everything that Steve Jobs.
did. Yep.
Exactly. And they're not even doing anything to release any new products. They're increasing their screen size, taking away headphone jacks, and, making their phones stupid, basically. And making a face scanner or something.
Which people don't realize, every time something like that happens, you're taking away your personal privacy.
Your personal privacy. They have all of your information then at that point. They know who has that phone.
Your fingerprint.
Yeah, your fingerprint, everything. I mean, they already took that when you were born, but either way.
Yeah.
But it's just so much nowadays that I feel people could be doing better with. I see my bosses that every time I work with one, they all get super rich and they all blow it on cars, and they do stupid stuff with it, clothes and cars, and they want more purses or more rims on their car, or drugs and stuff like that. It made me mad. I was thinking, why am I making other people rich?
Yeah.
I could be doing this myself and then doing better for the world itself.
I do want to comment, when somebody is directly making their own money, like a sports player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since they're the reason why these leagues exist, or when actors and actresses they're directly responsible for why people show up at the movies. I understand why they get so much money. Mm-hmm. It just pisses me off when higher ups make so much more money than the people at the bottom.
Exactly.
When
Actually doing the work.
Yes.
Why does, as you said, the CEO, why does he need a $30 million bonus?
when he's already getting paid $20 million.
20 million, yeah.
When he's already making a whole bunch of money, that money should be redistributed to the people who are working.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
I feel like
businesses just don't work like that. So
I feel like at certain points when you make a certain amount of money, you should have to donate it to a certain cause of your choice. But it might not have to donate it to taxes, but you could at least help out something. It's crazy.
I just wanted to make that statement because I completely agree with you. I've been thinking about that lately. In my opinion, besides those few exceptions, why does anybody truly need more than 1 million? Or if you want to go out there, why do you truly need more than 10 million a year?
Well, I could see wanting to be rich. I could tell you I'd like to have $1 million in my bank account. Mm-hmm. But I know that if I had excess, I definitely want to do more. If I feel like I'm living well beyond my means, like some of these people are, I'm not a materialistic person, so I don't feel like I need all the clothes or all the cars or all the things like that.
It's just bragging rights.
Exactly, that's what it is.
That's what it is. And that's one thing I feel like I learned from working in the past couple of years that just turned me into,
who you are.
Yeah, who I am right now. And I'm glad it's changed me over the time because I felt like, working was all that there was. I felt like, all there was a 9 to 5. What else can you do to make money?
Well, nowadays it's more like an 8 to 6,
Yeah, 8 to 6. Yeah, I'm going to work at 9 and not even getting out till 6. I mean, they're making me work a whole extra hour, no paid lunch and everything. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, all this kind of slave labor for what, $10? And you spend $10 a meal? It costs you an hour of your life to eat one freaking meal. That's what it blows my mind when it boils down to that. When you have to work a whole day just to go shopping for, just
everything's going up.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Everything is going up but our wages.
Yeah.
Our wages, yeah.
Yeah, and so
carton of milk.
No, but and then the thing that's sad about that too, for me, I keep up with the stuff. You hear about, the Amazon CEO, which, by the way, I respect him because he started his business. He's been there since day one. But in 5 years, he's gone from $15 billion to $100 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Yet over that 5-year span, I put money that the people working for Amazon, their pay increase hasn't even been, 25%?
Exactly, and it hasn't even went up a tad bit, and for for that he's living in luxury while his workers are at least some of them are going into work hungry.
Yeah.
And that's the part that really got me is I'd go into work, I'd be doing fine because I know how to manage myself. But when I'd go into work and I'd see people that are hungry, and you see your boss coming to work in a new Cadillac or a new nice ass Mercedes car, and you're like, wow, your workers are hungry right now. You only got 10 workers. Freaking feed the one, and you'll have a better business to run in the long run. And I see most businesses fail because they don't take care of their lower employees. Only big conglomerates like Amazon and Apple and
Walmart
can stay alive. It's because they own half the freaking country.
They're monopolies. That's
They're
why.
monopolies.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They are monopolies, and even though that a monopoly is illegal in this country,
They
they're
find
there.
ways around it.
You could own 80% of all the livestock, which
Disney.
McDonald's does. You know, McDonald's owns half the freaking all the cattle production around the whole world.
Hey, bro, real quick. Great fact, by the way. Do you keep up with like movies and stuff?
Mostly.
Okay. I'm about to name some franchises.
Everything that Disney.
Oh, come on, bro. Oh, it's ruined. But I was gonna say, I'm gonna list this stuff. What do they have in common? Pirates of the Caribbean, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Avatar, X-Men. Did I say the MCU already?
MCU, Fox.
Yeah. What's in common,
But he
bro?
was right. They all got bought out by Disney. All
Yeah.
of them. It's just crazy how a big company is just going to own everything.
Yeah.
The thing that they could do is have it under a subsidiary company, and then actually
That's how they get away with it.
That's actually how you get away with it. Just having it underneath an LLC or underneath a different business name,
Yeah.
you're just the parent company of a different company. And you just transfer name of title. It's just crazy how they could transfer names all over the place, and that's how things work.
Okay, I think we got. You want to say anything else about? Okay, we got off.
Very informative, yeah.
We got off in a tangent. Do you want to say anything else, bro? I liked how we got.
One thing is cryptocurrency. The fifth richest person in the world right now is one of the owners of Ripple, and he sold his coin off, and he's now worth $50 billion. And that's how much creating one of these coins can get you. And he sold his coin when it was only worth $3. And his partner created another coin called Solar Coin.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's going to sell it off, become the sixth richest or what. But I know the guy who owned Ripple before, him and his partner, the one guy sold it off and quit, and then his partner, and he made the other coin Solar. So I know for sure they're doing pretty well. That's just off a silly coin.
50 billion. Just
50
let
billion.
that. Oh, 50 million?
Billion. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, billion.
Yeah.
Let that process.
Yeah. And that was just in the matter of a couple months. He went from, in a year, made it to fifth richest person.
It's mind-blowing. It really is.
So, I don't have anything else to say. Damon, do you want to ask any other questions or?
No, I think I'm good. No, I do appreciate you filling me in on this, man. As I said beforehand, I was all like, I'm not really interested. I'm like, oh wow, this is wow.
I'm just fascinated because
It's amazing, yeah.
So many things is going on. It might take over, but my thing is, do you think there's any way some type of government or company can come in and? Because in my opinion, I just don't see the U.S. allowing
it to happen.
The U.S. will do everything they can. At least they might let it continue, but they're going to do their best to make their money off of it.
That's true, and that's why I feel like they're going to release it onto the stock exchange. And once they release it onto the New York Stock Exchange, and once they go further into releasing it onto other apps, they're not going to be able to control how much the price, inflates or deflates. They might be able to regulate how much you pay in taxes for, transactions to your bank account from Coinbase website. But I don't think they're going to be able to regulate it in a sense where they're going to have a hand in your account. But there is coins out there that they do regulate. Yeah. Like Ethereum, they do regulate Ethereum. That is something that is, I believe, a Microsoft coin. And so those coins are tracked. If you lose your coins or somebody steals your coins, and they could track them back to you. They could take those coins from wherever they sent them to and push them back into your wallet. Whereas Bitcoin is more anonymous. If you take Bitcoin, you send it to one wallet and then you send it to another, it's pretty much lost at that point, and you can never trace it back any further. But it's just how it is, cryptocurrency world.
It's the wild, wild west right now, right?
Yeah, because right now they made it explode up to $20,000, and now they're bringing it down to $5,000. It's going to rebound back up, I guarantee, to around 50, and that's where they'll probably hold the price. And then
You think it's going to go as high as 50?
I think it'll go higher than 50, but I'm going to say a low point will probably be 50 by the end of the year. Last year it was guaranteed to hit 10, and it hit 20.
Yeah.
So this year it was probably it was guessed at 50. So I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be higher than that. But I'm gonna say a low ball estimate around $50,000 at least.
That's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So if you could get into it now, it's still pretty cheap in price.
Which is crazy when you think about that.
Yeah.
That's considered cheap,
And even if you could get one coin, if you could just fluctuate the price and watch it and go up and down all day, you can make yourself a couple $100 easily. If you could just, get yourself into a market called GDEX or Bittrex, whichever one, and you could just start trading right away.
Fascinating, guys. Okay.
Here was one before we do go though.
Okay.
Any warnings for people who do see this?
Yes.
Who are? Would you recommend them just go out and be like, oh man, I'm just gonna invest all my money into it?
I wouldn't recommend it
Okay.
if you have bills and stuff like that. If you have, if you don't have enough money to sustain yourself within a monthly basis, at least hold yourself, accounted for at least 3 months in advance before you invest, you invest anything substantial, because you could get trapped into a sticky situation where you're holding a coin longer than you should be, and you're running low on funds. At some point, you will be able to sell it for a higher price, but you can never guarantee when that time is.
Correct.
So you need the reserves just in case.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Never spend your last dollar on something, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't make any sense to, because it leaves yourself stranded and open for vulnerability. But what I'm thinking is if you get in at a good price, you could sell it at a better price, and that I know for sure, because
That's just common sense.
it's just common sense.
Yeah.
If you watch it for a couple of days, you'll get the hang of it, and just don't invest until you get the hang of it. And that's how I feel about it.
Good advice.
Yeah, that was. I don't think I have any other questions that I can think of right now. So, do you want to say any last thing, or you're?
That's pretty much it. I know a lot of people don't believe in crypto, but I know for sure I'll have a good bounce back and a good future in the world.
Okay.
All right.
And of course, like any type of market, you notice that over the past year or so, no matter what, even though there's like the ups and downs, is continuing to consistently go up, So
In a trend line, yeah.
Yeah.
They all have their ups and downs. They have their shoulders. They have their cups. They all make a round back up to the top. But I know for sure the way that Bitcoin is being handled, I know for sure that they want it to rise up as high as they can so they could soak up as much of the market as they can, and distribute the coins as they will. But all for the people who are investing right now and not getting scared and selling off all their entire Bitcoin, they're going to hold off to the end and make a pretty good profit.
yeah, if not a major profit, So
That's true.
okay, so I just want to say once again, thank you, Mason.
No
It was a
problem.
pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Did you enjoy? Well, obviously, did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate it. It's kind of neat. I'm glad you guys are doing something pretty interesting with your time. I like this. I'm pretty sure you guys will take it to a pretty next level thing.
Yeah.
We got good things in the workings.
Yeah. No, I like it.
I just want to say I'm about to get real cheesy. I truly appreciate that. That warmed up my heart, and that sincerity, I can tell. And it's just, I got big plans, bro. And you're gonna be proud just in a couple months.
No, I believe it.
When I get you back on, you'll be like, holy shit! It went from a shithole to a pretty decent work area.
Right. No, hey, I feel like the setup isn't too bad right now. I feel like you got everything in order. But hey, if you want to take it to the next level, I feel like you could definitely make it happen.
And the reason why I was feeling what you were saying throughout the episode is because at some point in college, my college experience was basically your work experience, to where something just changed in my brain, where it's like our entire lives we were told this is how you go about something, this is how you do it, and personally it just felt wrong.
Yep.
Like, this doesn't make common sense.
It doesn't. And at the end of the day, when you feel like you've worked your whole freaking day away and now you're sleeping to get up the next day and do it again.
And do it for 40, 50 years and then you die, right?
It doesn't make sense, you know?
So just to answer your question, we're doing this as a hobby, as a passion, and all the success that comes from it, that we hope does come from it, is because we are so passionate. And we had a great time. So like I said earlier, if you want to be on again, stay in contact. I'll let you know, give you a heads up, and we'll be happy to do this again.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. No, by the way, you were very good in terms of flow, what is it?
Punctuality.
Yes.
Punctuality. Yeah.
I'm not the word guy. That's Damon. So
Yeah. No, talking on the phone for so many years, you know, it's just how it is.
Oh yeah. So so you're always welcome. And Damon, how do we like to end the show?
Always. Hey guys, thank you for joining us for RAS 44th episode. Get in contact with us. We love hearing your comments. So comment down below, give us a like, hit that subscription button. You know you want to.
If you want to, though. We don't want to be like all the other YouTubers where we force that shit, you know.
You know you want to.
Okay.
But yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it this episode.
No. Well, you can. It's Roz.
Oh, yeah, it's Roz.
No, but no. Jordan's not on,
Jordan's
so we're not
on. All right, you can only find us on those 3 social media places.
They like
More
to
to
prank with
come.
MySpace.
More
and
to
stuff.
come.
The MySpace. Yeah. Like that's actually still, huh?
So yeah, thank you guys. Get in contact with us.
And if Michael was here, he would say, we appreciate the love, support. If you want to talk to us personally or as a group, the links are
in the
below.
description, yeah.
Or you could talk to us over YouTube. And, how do you guys feel about this topic? Do you have any comments that you want to add? Are you a low-key junkie? You know what I'm saying? Or are you an expert like Mason and you understand the ins and outs and you might actually want to talk about this again or anything like that? Let us know, and let us know how you feel about Mason, because I enjoyed myself. I was surprised actually you had so much info, so it was fascinating. And
Thank you.
A good episode.
no, it was. I was like, wow. I actually learned this episode, which we can't say much for Roz.
Yeah.
So okay, so
Yeah.
thank you guys. We hope to see you next week for the 45th episode, and have a great day. Have a wonderful week. And like always, LLPH, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So peace out, everybody. So if you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.